Picture a lighthouse. Not just any lighthouse, but a solitary sentinel, a 75-foot tower of stone, standing guard on a jagged, remote island in the wild North Atlantic. It's December 1900, and for the past 2 weeks, no one has seen or heard from the 3 men whose job it was to keep its light burning. Welcome to a mystery that has haunted the Scottish coast for over a century. I'm Ibnul J. Farabi, and this is Hidden Histories, the Untold Files. The Flannan Isles, or the Seven Hunters as they're ominously nicknamed, are a cluster of tiny, brutal islands west of Scotland. In 1899, a lighthouse was completed on the largest Eilean Moor. It was a marvel of engineering, a promise of safety for passing ships. 3 keepers at a time manned it in rotating shifts, a lonely, disciplined life. Their routine was strict, their communications regular. Until they weren't. On December 15th, a passing ship noted the light was out, but due to brutal weather, a relief vessel couldn't reach the island until December 26th, Boxing Day. What they found was a scene of profound and eerie normalcy, frozen in time. The main gate and door were closed. Inside, the clock had stopped. 2 of the 3 oilskin coats were missing. The table was set for a meal that was never eaten, and the lighthouse log, that meticulous record, told a chilling, fragmented story. The final entry was dated December 15th. It described a severe storm, which is odd, because official weather records for that day noted nothing unusual in the area. The log spoke of winds that whistled around the lighthouse like a mad thing. But the last line was the most unsettling. It read, "Storm ended, sea calm. God is over all." And then, nothing. The 3 men, James Duckett, Thomas Marshall, and Donald MacArthur, were gone without a trace. Now, this is where the investigation truly begins. Because the official explanation, the one put forward after a cursory inquiry, was that the men were simply swept away by a freak wave while attending to equipment on the West Landing. But the evidence, or lack thereof, doesn't neatly fit. If a wave took them, why was one set of oilskins still on its peg, suggesting one man didn't go outside? Why was the West Landing gear, which would have been in use, found neatly stowed? And most perplexing of all, that log entry describing a storm that seemingly never happened. Did they witness something else? Something they interpreted as a supernatural storm? Theories, of course, have swirled for decades. There's the practical. Perhaps one man fell, and the other 2 died trying to rescue him. There's the dramatic, a fight, a murder-suicide, though the undisturbed state of the lighthouse argues against that. Then we drift into the speculative. Did a foreign spy ship land? Were they taken? Or, as local legend has long whispered, did something older and less understandable claim them? The islands were named for St. Flannan, but folklore spoke of them as a place of spirits and little people. Were the keepers, in their isolation, spooked by phenomena they couldn't explain, leading to a tragic chain of decisions? For me, the heart of this mystery isn't in the grand supernatural theories. It's in that haunting disconnect between the recorded calm and the keeper's recorded storm. It's a reminder of how utterly isolated they were. Their perception was their reality. A sudden, localized squall, a strange optical illusion from the sea fog, a collective anxiety. Any of these could have been logged as a cataclysm. Their final note, "God is over all," feels less like a routine sign-off and more like a plea or an acceptance. They were keepers of the light, but in that moment, they were men in the dark, facing what they believed was an overwhelming force. The Flannan Isles Lighthouse was automated in 1971. It no longer requires keepers. But the question remains, echoing over the sound of the wind and waves. What did those 3 men see or think they saw on that December day? The files are closed, the official verdict given, but the story, the human story of that silent table and that stopped clock, is forever untold. For Hidden Histories, I'm Ibnul J. Farabi. This production comes to you from Lighthouse Studios. Find more untold files at https://www.lightnotstudios.com.